dude, Denial really hit for me. That's really what got me into him, and then I backtracked to that first album.
Denial, yeah, the first Too Close to Hate. Too close to Hate.
There's like that whole fucking album. That first album's great. Bitch,
it's so pissed and
Black.
Heavy.
Yeah, that whole fucking album's awesome.
Did you know they were on Woodstock '99?
I think. I mean, there was a shit ton of bands there.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I mean,
what a time.
Yeah. You got to watch Flea stand up there with Red Hot Chili Peppers with his wing flapping around.
Yeah, all of them. Yeah, they all had socks on them. Right?
Well, that's like a poster that they had, the socks and cocks. But no, for their whole set during Woodstock '99, Flea's completely naked.
Bizarre.
He was the only one.
because he has his bass down in front of his dong.
It didn't. Not all the time. He's pulling the thing up, playing like it's just flapping in the breeze. Like he did not give a shit.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if you're Flea, you probably don't give a shit about much.
I mean, there's probably some drugs and some confidence. Those two things can play a significant role in one's decision making.
Welcome back to Metal and Mash, episode 38.
38.
And we're drinking some cool shit today.
Dude.
Got a nice color on it.
Yeah, so last time after our Blind and our Nickelback episode, I left and I stopped at the Walgreens and found this bad boy. So 13th Colony, which is...
This was at my Walgreens down the street?
There was only one of them. Huh. So they had the small batch, which I've seen a bunch.
Well, yeah, because they don't buy shit like this, man. Like,
yeah, so...
I mean, there's a couple big time offerings, I guess, but like it's mostly the same old shit.
And you get some randoms there. Like, remember when we did the end of the year and I had you try that Westward?
Yeah.
And you were like, holy shit, this is chocolate
that was bizarre.
dessert.
Yeah.
I got those there. So they had one bottle of this left. So 13th Colony, Georgia. This is distilled and housed in Americus, Georgia. It's 113 proof, and it's a maple stave finish. So what they do is
wood spirals.
Yep. So they have these small, thin spirals of wood that you can then add, and you can actually buy these things for home. And I'm actually thinking about doing one. Buy the spirals. And so buying those spirals, they have a lot of surface area exposed, so you can get some quick flavor and not a lot of time.
Wow.
So they've taken their bourbon, they've set it at they're one of the companies that actually age to taste. So their age statement on here is 5 to 6 years. So they just keep dipping in and tasting it, and they're like, this one's done. This based on where they are in the rick house, that one could be done.
It's like grandma making her fucking cake or something.
Yeah, it's like 20 minutes, but we're checking at 18 just to see. And this one, because of the day, different humidity levels, whatever, maybe be in there for 22 minutes. Same thing with these.
So it says the notes are sweet corn, smoky oak, maple, and bittersweet chocolate.
Yep. And
worth drinking slowly, they say.
I think.
Do you think there's some sort of like, is the reason that they, I mean, obviously, this answer probably goes without saying, but to put the notes on the bottle, is that like psychologically putting what you're supposed to taste in there?
I mean, the power of suggestion is pretty profound. Now, when you have master distillers and you have tasters and a committee of people who are coming together and tasting things, and they're probably not far off.
Much like we do whenever we taste some shit. We're like, oh, there's some leather and some fucking tea.
Some tea or some vanilla. You know, your common bourbons are going to be like your vanilla, your caramels, your oak. And then, so this one is a 70-21-9. That's what I was just checking, because off the top of my head, I can remember. But, I mean, 70% is a high corn bourbon. You have to be 21% or 51% or greater to be called a bourbon. So 70% is a pretty high corn mash bill, so it's going to be very, very sweet. And then to throw that maple wood stave in there is going to give that
extra
little
sweetness.
Yeah, if you look back, it was in, I think, our first 10 or 12 episodes. We had the episode where you chose that Knob Creek maple, and that was basically syrup.
Yeah,
this is a lot less.
In fact, I used it as a mixer because it was so sweet. I just used it as a mixer. I'd put like regular Knob Creek and then a dash of the maple,
just to give it some of that flavor. And that's more of what this does, is it gives you that hint of maple. It's not like syrupy.
Cool.
But I found this. I was stoked to give it a try. And this is
definitely smells sweet.
Yeah, and this is definitely on my radar now. So if unless I find the small batch at a restaurant and decide to just have a small pour, I'm going to be going for some of their more high end offerings. They've got.
I've seen the yellow label.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah,
like is that the?
That's their basic small batch. So I think it's like an 85 or 90 proof. But today, what are we listening to, man? Pretty excited about this one.
Yeah, we talked about this last week, and a band that I've loved them for 15 years probably. Ever since I saw Alex Webster wearing one of their shirts.
Oh, that helps.
At a show.
That helps.
I was like, I got to see what he's listening to.
Yeah.
And it's fucking Aeon, dude. And if anybody knows anything about Aeon, I mean, it's about as brutal death metal as you can get.
Right. So do you know what Aeon stands for?
I feel like maybe I've looked it up before.
You're right.
But please refresh.
It's like an indefinite series of extended time. So they're saying like 1,000 billion or something like that.
Eons, right? That's
right. Yeah. It's like
kind
of. Yeah. So it's just really like it's expansive.
So essentially, the universe in a way
potentially
is the Aeon,
right?
Aeon of existence.
Yeah.
Whoa. We're about to get in some weird shit here.
Yeah.
All right. Instead, let's get to this Aeon music, and this song is called.
I chose this one because I knew that it was good. It's just hilarious.
God gives head in heaven.
I mean,
maybe he do, maybe he don't. Maybe he do. Maybe there's a reason why those
it's probably good.
Southern Baptist chicks all want to be there. All right, and let's sip this booze. Very sweet on the nose.
Very sweet.
Wow. That tastes great.
Do you see why we did the Irish first?
No. Yeah, because this is a lot stouter.
Right.
And it's weird because I wonder what would make this seem so much hotter than something of the same proof level.
Yeah, I mean, they're 2-point proof points off. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, nearly the same proof level, and this is so much more stout.
Yeah.
But the fruity sweetness and all that stuff is there, dude.
The answer, I believe, is age. This is 5 to 6 years. The other one's 12. I think.
So you think the heat levels are strong, less age?
Yes, I do believe that time rounds out the sharpness.
That makes sense.
And, time, Aeon.
True.
Fuck yeah.
Dude, they're so mad. And I love mad metal.
Right. So what's fun, though, too, is they redid this song acoustic.
No way.
With clean lyrics, yeah. No, clean vocals, not clean lyrics. Clean vocals and acoustic. And it's actually pretty funny.
Mind is blown right now.
Someone blew.
So what I really like about Aeon's vocals is like in areas where he really wants you to fucking like pay attention, he double tracks those vocals. So they're like extra
layered.
Pissy. Yeah.
Okay.
So you got the one single layer, and then in certain levels, or certain areas of like a chorus or the end of a verse where he wants it to be like super.
Right.
It's almost like a hype band in the rap world.
Oh, okay.
Where they'll be rapping, and then there'll be a hype man that sings that last line with him.
Sure.
He wants it up his ass. There it is, right there.
I think that they may have some beef with Christianity.
I don't think they like Christianity at all. Not that I do either, but...
So I heard a really interesting quote the other day. Someone asked a comedian, about God, and this guy's a crowd worker, Jimmy Carr.
I love Jimmy Carr.
Guy's fucking hilarious. So they asked him, like, what do you think about... Something about God and religion and all that stuff. He goes, I think what we need to be asking ourselves is, was it God that created the universe, or did the universe create God? And I thought that was a really interesting spin on theology. And you get the crowd to go, oh, it's kind of fun.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta. It takes deep thought, and that unfortunately, that's not what a lot of religious people have.
I think the idea of faith alone
negates it. Well, it negates the idea of thinking anyway.
It pulls you away from it, and that makes me sad. You know, I'm not immune to the idea of people seeking comfort in what eternity has for them.
Yeah.
And I also don't think you're a heretic for seeking depth, you know?
Right. There's nothing wrong with asking questions.
No.
And this is the next track. It's called Bible Horror, which continues on the same sort of trajectory.
We're seeing a theme.
Yeah, a bit of a theme here. And I think it's okay to have music that challenges, you know, norms. Right? I mean, that's what music and artistical expression's about, so...
Absolutely. Yeah.
Ask the questions, you know? I remember growing up, you were taught not to ask the questions. And so that's how you get indoctrinated.
Right.
You know? And then you have to go through a deconstruction period and like really analyze like why were you taught this and what does that mean?
Right.
Because it's not the same thing for everybody, and they all have this. There's 27,000 different Christianities. You know what I mean? Or like branches of the same tree, and they all beef with each other, but they're supposed to be batting for the same team. That's something I've never understood.
I just got just mad, dude. Yeah. Just mad. Like, I get a little bit of deicide.
Yeah, of course. The deicide, it's like they're a perfect amalgam of deicide for the, like, really, like, pissed death metal. Obviously, there's a lot of Cannibal Corpse style influence here. Like, this is, you could find that on a Cannibal record.
Absolutely.
Even the Morbid Angels, Possessed, they're like a perfect amalgam of all the original OG death metal bands.
Right.
And there's like hardly any gain on that guitar. That's so bizarre. So you think about it, like a lot of bands hide behind their gain, and there's like not enough. In my opinion, there's not enough on that. They could really go a little harder. But that's what gives them such clarity and depth. Listen to that.
So, in the realm of music, what is gain?
Distortion.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the more gain levels, the more distortion. And essentially, it's just a control knob that breaks up the signal.
Okay.
How much more breakup do you want?
Sure.
And that's where different amps have different flavors and different levels of breakup. And you know, the classic Marshalls, they all had a very small level of breakup, and that at one point that's all the world had was these Marshalls. So they had to. So the bands like Metallica and Judas Priest and all this stuff, when they started getting a little bit more angry, they needed something, so they started doing mods to them.
Sure.
And changing their tones, and maybe they would put overdrive pedals or distortion boxes in front.
Yeah, I was just wondering if that's where a lot of those came from.
All right. And then that's what led to the 5150s and the Mesas and all the shit that we have now. That is like super high gain.
Sure.
Because they just basically took those distortion boxes and put them in the amps themselves, so
Perfect.
you don't have to have it.
Right.
But we still do. I have 2 overdrives on mine.
And you've got a pretty sweet pedal box.
Well, just because I want different flavors. Like the black one does one thing, and then if I click on the green one has more mid-range, so it stands out if I want to do leads or something.
Sure.
You got to have that mid-range cut if you're going to be like heard in a mix. And,
yeah.
You know, so you want to have that lead mid-range bite. That's what I like about it. It's fun.
So good, dude.
Now we're here, like all that pissed music went away, and we're just like floating in the ether.
In the Aeon.
Yeah. Indeed. Now, I mean, it's relaxing me. In fact, I used to listen to a lot of Aeon when I went to sleep.
I mean, yeah.
Years
I could
ago.
see that, yeah. I could clip the last 20 seconds of this and put it into my massage mixes, and people wouldn't be mad.
I mean, I wouldn't. You know,
you'd listen to the front end.
Right.
Your massage playlist sounds a lot different than everybody else's.
It may have this track on it. This is called Church of Horror.
This is a great song, dude. Woo! One of my favorites.
So listen to that drum work. he'll throw in like little cymbals. Hear that? Ting,
Yeah.
ting, ting. Right there.
Yeah, ting, ting, ting. Yeah.
That's incredible work, and you have to have such a slight touch,
Right.
to get the cymbals to
And
do
mix it in with all the other heavy-handed
that.
stuff.
He's
work
beating
that
the
you're doing.
shit out of all those other drums, and he just ting, 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 little tappy.
Little tappy.
It's there, man, all throughout. Genius drummer.
This is the first Aeon song I fell in love with.
He understood the assignment.
Yep. Ooh, there's Aaron's stank face.
Yeah, those deep resonant octaves in death metal just like really grind my gears, dude. I just love it. That's a good one too.
Your depressor late eye really puts in some effort there. Oh, this smells great.
Yep. It's a super good. I don't know, man. Like scent to taste ratio. It's like on point, you know. Because sometimes you smell shit, and you're like, you get a one perception, and then you taste it. It's a lot different.
This is
I don't know if scent to smell, nose to taste ratio is a thing,
and that's a very common thing in the whiskey world. Is does the palate transfer from the nose? Because that can be one of the most disappointing things when you have this phenomenal nose and the palate isn't even close. This is almost like 1-to-1.
What gets the palate there? Practice?
No,
like anything else?
There are just whatever's effervescent and tickling the olfactory is almost all lost there. So the best example I have of that is I bought a Woodford Reserve Masters class, the triple Sonoma finished whiskey. And
that's a lot of words.
It's a lot. And the nose is like, it's a party. Dude, you're thinking if any of this is happening on the taste, this is going to be amazing. And honestly, it tasted like they took some old-ass Welch's and put some whiskey underneath it, because I thought that the
old-ass Welch's grape juice?
Yeah. Because it's finished in like 3 different wine casks.
Yeah, okay, that makes
sense. And that's what made me realize that I am not a wine finished kind of guy at all. Because I hate wine. I just don't like it. And it was, I would say that the palate was like 25% of the nose. And it was super disappointing. I could smell it all day long. But tasting it, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, we talked about that. You know, your wine, bourbons finished in wine casks are not your thing.
No, it's not my thing at all.
Is brandy casks sort of the same?
It's a little bit more potent. I've had a couple brandy cask finished bourbons and whiskeys that weren't horrible. I didn't hate them, but I think it's because they're stronger than wine and they're not as fruit forward. God damn, that song fucking kick ass.
That ruled. This track is called Let It Burn.
Burn.
Not to be confused with Usher's Let It Burn.
I don't hate that song. I mean,
you gotta let it burn sometimes, you know.
Usher's got a great voice. Man can dance.
It's funny. I was talking to my coordinator Fatima the other day, and she educates me sometimes on, like, you know, black things, and we talk about the differences between blacks and white.
Teaches.
Is that wrong?
No, it's not wrong. It's just at this point in the day, probably the funniest shit I've heard.
Okay.
So it's coming from 2 honkies.
Yeah. So but we have a lot. It's really fun. To talk about cultures with
absolutely, and what a great thing.
Yeah, and so she'll tell me a lot of times, like, you know, this is what black people say whenever this happens or whatever, and I told her that I saw like a. She said she had seen this too, but there was like a meme going around like, what would you do if you were black for a day? You know? And the first thing that came to my mind is dance. Because I used to go to the clubs and all that stuff and, like, you know, dance with whatever. And I could just imagine seeing myself out there. You know what I mean? Like, it could not have been good. But But when I watch, our wonderful black brothers and sisters, they fucking move. And it doesn't matter if they're, famous or not. It's like a regular Joe off the street. He's just got it, you know what I mean? Or she. And I'm just saying, man, like, they're just built differently.
There is a definite drive to rhythm and movement.
Yeah.
From all of the, and I know quite a few in that community, and it's definitely a trait that they are naturally inclined to.
In fact,
there's always going to be the exception, right? There's going to be that black dude or chick who can't move. They're like
there's a lot of white people who can dance, but it usually takes choreographers to teach them how to do it.
Right.
These are just brothers and sisters off the street that could just go. But like, this is probably why I love metal music.
It's a lot easier to headbang than it is to go out there.
I'm much more gravitate.
Complex, bring the house down or whatever,
I recently found a show that I really love called Welcome to. It's like this one white guy and his one black friend and they say, welcome to taking my friend to do white people shit, and welcome to taking my friend to do black people shit.
Dude, that's awesome.
And it's amazing. Like he'll like take his white friend down to he's like, let's go get some chicken from the trenches.
Chicken from the trenches.
It's amazing. And then he'll take his black friend down to like go ice skating or some shit. You know what I mean? Like I just love that, dude. Like crossing the boundaries of the cultures.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
My wife lived in a cul-de-sac in Sacramento when she was growing up, and her first like best friend was a black kid, a black girl, and Kelly remembers going over to her house on like a Saturday morning and knocking on the door, and her mom would answer the door, and she'd be like, whatever her friend's name was, your honky friend is here.
I love it, and it's so easy to get aggravated about. Like people would get pissed. There's people who would get pissed about that shit, but I think it's fantastic. Like, let's just have fun with each other's cultures, right?
And I think that's where you have the opportunity of learning and growing and not being so wound up about shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is. And this track is called "Still They Pray." They do.
Keeping on the trend, man. They have a formula, and I like it.
Yep. They're really angry about religious things.
Well, I think one can ask the question, guilty by association, right? How many have died in the name of?
In the name of. Killing in the name of. That's a fucking Rage Against the Machine tune.
Right. And so when you put that as your motivating factor to subjugate, to manipulate, control, kill.
Manipulate and control. Keywords.
All right. It's amazing how many, well, I say that like I know, the volume of knowledge that is held captive by the Vatican. That has a lot of historical, I'm going to air quote, truths that they don't want us to know. Why is that?
Well,
knowledge is freedom. Knowledge is power.
Right.
And if we don't let you know, you're maybe a little bit more likely to be like, oh, all right, I'll follow your lead.
We'll just tell you what we think you need to know.
Right.
There's a Skyman.
Sky Daddy?
Yeah. Come on.
I heard he gives head in heaven.
Oh. At least that's what Aeon says. Man, they're just a damn good death metal band, period.
Yes. Every once, I like how we circle around, we'll do like our favorites or end of year or what, and then sometimes just highlighting just one band is fun. Fun as fuck. Because this has been, like, you're getting the same.
They have a very distinctive tone,
which is good.
Even though like production quality has gotten a little bit better for them from their first few records up until like most recent ones. As to be expected with anybody, you get a little bit more money. You can pay for a little bit more studio time,
right?
But you can just hear like when you hear Aeon. Like, to me, I don't have any trouble. Sometimes my wife and I will play like a game when we're on road trips. She'll put it on a death metal playlist. Like, can you guess these death metal bands?
Right.
Like, I'll give it a shot. I can always pick out Morbid Angel, Cannibal Corpse, Aeon, Bolt Thrower, Suffocation. You know what I mean? Like, I nail those all the time. And she's like, how do you do that? Because all she hears is, yeah. But I can hear the distinction between them. That's what makes them special.
I mean, you can use the phrase refined palate across the five senses, really. Because
sometimes I need 30 seconds to hear what they're singing about.
Well, sure.
I mean, it's like Deicide,
like the first two notes, you're like, oh, that's...
If you're Deicide or Aeon, you give me 20 seconds and I can tell you.
Right. Like, I could, in a sound blind, if you will, this right here, I could easily go, is that Deicide or is that Aeon?
Yeah, one of the two.
Right. It's got... And Deicide was one of my... I mean, go back in our episode list, and that was one of my first, like, really got me into metal. Was, Once Upon the Cross album. And
I mean, those early Deicide records were insane, man.
Fuck yeah.
Deicide, Morbid Angel, Cannibal Corpse, that's what I grew up on in death metal world.
And there was, that concert that I'm going with my buddy, we're going to that festival in Columbus in May, I think. Deicide's not going to be there, man. Even though they were on that poster with Behemoth and Immolation. Deicide's not playing at that festival because that was part of why I was like, hey man, you want to come to the show? Because I didn't look at the poster. I just saw that they were going to be there, and then I looked later after I invited him and said, hey, you want to meet me out here? He's coming in from Wyoming. And I saw that it was a festival, so then I'm looking at the 4-day festival list, and Immolation and Deicide aren't even playing at the festival. It's just Behemoth.
Oh.
Not that that's bad, because
what
I'm
is
excited.
That? Sonic
Temple. Yeah. So I'm pretty excited. We're going on Thursday and Friday. I'm not going Saturday and Sunday. He's going to be here through Sunday, but he wants to come and hang out at the house and stuff, which I'm excited for. My wife loves seeing Jason. So
Are you gonna go to this? We're gonna go to this inoculation show. Right?
I think that I'm gonna make that happen. Dude, I'm looking at that week, and that week sucks.
It does
for
suck,
me,
but I'm gonna go anyway.
But it's on a Monday, and I think I'm done with my
only because it's down the street.
Yeah, and that's seriously it. Because the show, you said that the doors open at what?
The doors
7?
open at 7. Show starts at 8.
And
we'd probably be home by 11.
Right, and I'll be done with my massages by 6:15. So I have plenty of time to haul ass down to meet you. And you said that is Bevar going?
He keeps talking about it. So
I haven't seen that motherfucker in a while, man. Bevar,
you should see a couple.
If you are watching this son of a bitch, you should be there, because I'm going to make my ass go.
Yeah. Are you going to bring the rest of your body? Damn it,
dude.
All right, man. If you like the shit,
38, man.
Subscribe, and we'll see you guys on episode 39. All right, see you.
Peace out.